What is up, guys? Delboy here. So, I wanted to make a video about the future of Boxnation. Now, if you're on social media and follow boxing circles, you would have known that a lot of people now are starting to show their discontent towards Boxnation and the lack of content that is currently being shown on the channel. You know, a lot of long-time subscribers really feel left out in the dark and betrayed by the channel and the people who run it, namely Frank Warren. Essentially, the start of the decline was when Frank Warren announced his new BT deal. Essentially, all of the shows he promoted would also be on BT, but he said at the time that these shows would still be accessible to the Boxnation subscriber base. Now, this year that has changed and that is no longer the case. These shows are not accessible to the Boxnation subscribers and they are locked to BT. You now have to buy a BT package to access these Frank Warren domestic shows. And a lot of the Boxnation subscribers feel betrayed because they were told that that was not going to be the case. Not only that, Boxnation has missed out on several high-profile international shows. In recent weeks, they failed to pick up a lightweight unification fight between Mikey Garcia, one of the premier names in boxing right now, and Robert Easter. That was a unification fight at lightweight, and they didn't pick it up. That fight was not even televised in the UK. Also, they never picked up Sergey Kovalev versus Elijah Alvarez. Sergey Kovalev has been one of the mainstays in the light heavyweight division for about 6 years now. And he was fighting a contender that has been highly ranked for 3 or 4 years. And they never picked it up, and there was no excuse for that, because they had nothing else on that night. On the night of Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr., they did show Mayasuke Ito versus Christopher Diaz, but I mean, come on, who's going to watch that fight over Garcia versus Easter? Come on now. I mean, they picked up Tevin Farmer versus Billy Dibb. That fight took place on a Friday morning in the UK. And from what I saw on Twitter, the people who actually stayed to watch that fight couldn't even watch the whole fight. The last 2 rounds were not shown on Boxnation. Can you believe it? They pick up a fight that nobody really cared about and didn't even show the whole fight. Absolutely shocking from Boxnation. Recently, the channel really hasn't had good press amongst the boxing fans who are subscribed to it. I've seen a lot of people online say they have actually unsubscribed. So I think Boxnation owe the fans an explanation and their plans for the future, to be honest. They have picked up some low-level international fights, and that is fine if there's nothing else decent on the same day, but, you know, picking something like Ito versus Diaz over Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr. is a joke, and not picking up Sergey Kovalev versus Elijah Alvarez, that is also a joke. All the fans want is some kind of explanation. It's not really asking for much. And all these channels and interviewers who actually get time with Frank Warren ask the question. You got guys like Kugan Cassius not even asking the question. What is happening to Boxnation? Address the concerns that the subscribers have. But no, guys like Kugan Cassius at IFL TV or Rob Tebbert at Boxing Social, these guys aren't asking the questions. You know, they don't want to risk that press pass, because there's a lot of people out there who want to know the future of Boxnation, and nobody's actually asking the question. You know, an interviewer's job is to ask questions that the audience cares about, and they're not asking these questions, man, and it's an absolute joke. When it has been kind of alluded to Warren, Frank Warren has almost kind of had the attitude that he's no longer involved with Boxnation without actually saying it. So when he says that, actually expand on that, push for an answer. Ask him, are you still involved with Boxnation? If not, who is? You know, and ask him the question, why did you say last year that Boxnation subscribers would get the same access to these domestic shows that BT customers get? Because you did say that. Why are none of these interviewers asking these questions? You know, Kugan Cassius, Rob Tebbert and all of these people, all they want is a press pass. You know, they're not going to ask the tough questions. It's an absolute joke. Absolute joke. I'm not subscribed to Boxnation anymore. I mean, the recent product has been pretty poor. It's got to be said. And it's all well and good picking up Tevin Farmer versus Billy Dibb on a Friday, and they should be doing that. You know, it's a fight that nobody's really going to pick up. Some people in the UK are going to want to see it. Cool, pick it up. I want to see Boxnation pick up some of these lesser fights, but you can't be missing out on Kovalev versus Alvarez, or Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr. You know, if Boxnation are not going to show these domestic cards, what's its purpose? That's all people want to know. And paying customers do deserve an explanation. There are people out there, I've seen them on Twitter, who have said they've been subscribed since day one. I think you owe these people an explanation, to be honest with you. I hope the channel stays alive. I hope the channel manages to pick up more international shows, and I hope it gets more exclusive content, because right now it's looking rather bare. And like I said, fans just want to know what is happening. But what do you guys think about the future of Boxnation? Do you think it's going under? What do you guys think? Peace.